I strongly believe that the Pacers are going to fall off like no limit.
Oh, wow.
They're not going to make the playoffs this season.
Several months later.
Talk to me about this. Do you think Tatum and Brown have hit their ceiling together?
Hell yeah, they have. And I said it 2 years ago, and damn it, they made a finals run, and everybody was harping on me. But it's time right now. It's time to break up the duo, and I'm saying it with the utmost confidence. When you have been to multiple conference finals, when you have reached the NBA finals, and you see that the way that they play, they don't complement each other well. And to be honest with you, I ain't saying they have to be best friends, but it's alarming to me when I watch and I look across the internet and I see guys working out throughout the summertime, and I have never seen Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown link up one time. One time.
You better preach.
And so all good things have to come to an end. And if I'm the Celtics, after this series, because I believe that the Miami Heat is going to close this out in Game 4, I have to reevaluate some things. And I'm sorry, although we love Jaylen Brown, and I think he's one of the most underrated players in the game today, it is time to break up the duo. And I told Stephen A. this before I came on the show. If I'm the Celtics, I would actually look into a sign and trade for Damian Lillard. Who says no? Do Portland says no? Hell no. Do the Celtics say no? Hell no. It's time for change. It's time for something different. It's time to break these two guys up. Let them guys go on about their ways.
Yeah.
They had a great run.
Several months later.
And now it's my honor to present to the Boston Celtics the 2024 Larry O'Brien Trophy for the NBA Championship.
Right? You got to check the boxes when you're the face of the league. Yes, we know you got to have your signature shoe. You're going to be in commercials. You're going to have the highlights. You got to have the game. But you know what else you got to have? You got to be a role model, right? And things outside the lines matter. Now, if you go down the list of all the faces of the league in the history of the game, you look at Larry Bird, Magic Johnson, Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, Shaq, LeBron, Steph. What did they all have in common? While they was playing in the league, they all were family men. They all were married with kids. And if you think that don't play a role as far as the role model, this is facts. This is not something that I'm making. Hold on. But this is not something that I'm making up. Now, what happened? What happened to them after they retired? That's their business. But while they are playing or was playing, they were family men, married with kids.
Well, let's say this. First of all, let's be fair here. Here's what I mean by that. I get where you're coming from, and I understand that. And when you talk about being the face of the league, it's not just about your game on the court. It's about what you do off the court. I think that we ain't gonna get into anybody's business. We don't do that on this show.
No,
but what we will say is that sometimes you've had people in the modern era who've made mistakes because in the age of social media and beyond, fellas, they put too much of their business out there. They talk a little bit too much, and you letting people in to stuff that they don't need to be in. Ain't none of our damn business, okay? But when we were talking about Crown and Ant-Man, we were just talking basketball.
Obviously, and until Anthony Edwards gets married, we can't take him seriously as the face of the league. Anyways, everybody knows the rules, right, Kendrick? Dumbest thing said this week. Okay, Julius Randle.
Retweet.
What? Oh, retweet. Thanks, buddy.
And then they have Bo. I think he's the sleeper. He's going to show up and show out this season for the Phoenix Suns, and I feel like he's going to be one of those guys that's going to be up for the race for as a candidate off the bench for as Defensive Player of the Year. I feel like they're going to...
I actually averaged 12 minutes and 6 points a game while only playing in 36 minutes per game this season. I was not even eligible for the Defensive Player of the Year award.
Here's why I said, the best player in the NBA gets it done on both ends of the floor. LeBron James is getting it done at the age of 40 on both ends of the floor at a high level. He could guard 1 through 5 defensively, Offensively, we know what he could do. Damn it, he could damn near play 1 through 5. I would argue if they need him to play the center position, he's the second best center in the Western Conference behind Nikola Jokic, especially with Anthony Davis and Daniel Gafford and Derek Lively being out for the Dallas Mavericks. What LeBron James is doing at a high level on both ends of the floor still to this day, I would have to say right now, he's the best player in.
LeBron was not the best this year. He actually ended the year with a -54 rating. The worst of all NBA players.
Tap dancing today. I came in hot. If I'm dancing, damn it, I'm doing the butterfly. I'm dropping it like it's hot. Okay, look, here's the thing. They're my dark horse to win it all. They're my dark horse to win it all. We saw a disgruntled, unhappy Kevin Durant average 27 points last year, and he wasn't seeing eye to eye with Frank Vogel. Now, he's coming in fresh start, fresh off of winning the gold medal. We saw the joy that he was playing with. Now he has Mike Budenholzer over there. Mike Budenholzer is coming in with something to prove. Felt like he shouldn't have got fired from the Milwaukee Bucks. Bradley Beal is happy. We saw how great that Devin Booker looked in the Olympics, and they filled in the pieces. Yeah. Again, this guy Plumlee, I don't know, like, he is so valuable to this team. Every single team he's been on, he's helped them move the goalposts on both ends of the floor.
I hear you saying, you know, dark horse to win it all, but if I told you it was the Thunder and the Timberwolves in the Western Conference Finals, would you be surprised?
No, I mean, because so many teams,
that's what
think
it feels
about
like
it, Malika.
in the West.
Yeah, they got question marks. Right, and that's why there's question marks on every single team in the Western Conference, and that's why it wouldn't surprise me. And I'm ready to jump off the porch right now and say, you know what, the Phoenix Suns are my dark horse.
Suns were the 4th worst team in the conference this year. There's nothing more to be said.
Who would you rather have on your team at center? Would it be Embiid or Jokic?
It's hard.
That's a tough one.
It is.
Sophie's choice.
But you know what? I'm going with Joel Embiid. And look, me and my boy Legs had a back and forth about the Elijah One comparison, but I'm going past that. When you talk about today, in today's game, when you talk about skill set, zero flaws on the offensive end, it's Kevin Durant and Joel Embiid and everyone else. It's nothing that this man can't do. He can take you on the low block. He got the one-leg dirt, sidestep three-point shot. He can handle the rock, Euro step down the lane, finish, and one through contact. I'm going with Joel Embiid. Him and Kevin Durant right now are the two most skilled players in the NBA. I'm going with Joel.
Jokic has 3 Most Valuable Player awards and 1 NBA championship, while Joel only won 1 Most Valuable Player award.
The player that's left here of these last 4 teams, who is that?
Oh, he's 6'2" and thick, and he go by the name of Big Body Bronson. That's who I'm thinking of, Malika. Right, 2nd in the postseason and 6th in the postseason in scoring, 2nd overall points in the postseason. And he's the most clutch player in the postseason, leading all players with clutch points. Here's the thing about Big Body Brunson. Not only will he get it done at home in Madison Square Garden when it comes down to the 4th quarter, but damn it, he takes it on the road as well. And if I had to say anybody is the best player right now remaining in the postseason, it's Big Body Brunson, Mr. J.
Did Jaylen Brown make?
What statement he's been trying to make all postseason long? That he's the best player on the Boston Celtics. He's the best player on the Boston Celtics, and he's willing to stand on business. Last night was a prime example of a guy taking it personal and responding in great fashion. He may try to downplay it, but we could see it in his face that he was pissed off he didn't make an all-NBA team and how he handled it. All right, y'all take this 40-piece. You look at before the Cavs series, before that series started, Jaylen Brown was on record talking about how much the last time they played the Cavs, how much it haunted them because the Cavs and LeBron James sent them home. Had nothing to do with Donovan Mitchell. What did he do in game 1? He come out and he handed them 32 points. This man right here has been consistently great throughout this postseason for the Boston Celtics, averaging around 25 points per game, shooting almost 50.
Jaylen is not the best on this team. I got injured and the team got blown out by 40 points.
Just text me. He said, in order to be a superstar, you have to sell out arenas on the road. So I don't know if Tyrese Halliburton is selling out arenas on the road.
Yes, we do. You do know.
Yeah,
That's
I
not
know
happening.
they're telling them
He's
superstars
not.
they selling arenas out.
We know that.
I need a
We know
list
that.
of who.
You say what now?
Perk, we need you to do a list. Not right now. You got to think about it at some point. But a list of who does that right now in the NBA, because that will be an interesting list. Who sells out arenas on the road? Like how many players?
It would
there
be
actually
interesting.
are.
Won't be many.
It would be interesting because I think that Jalen Brunson is a superstar in this league, but I don't know if he's selling out arenas on the road.
No, they selling out.
It's Knicks fans everywhere.
Knicks fans everywhere.
No, Knicks. I said Jalen Brunson. I didn't say the Knicks.
Well, when the Knicks are relevant, they're selling out arenas, and they're relevant
I'm
because
just saying,
of Jalen Brunson.
your statement isn't entirely on point. There are people. I mean, the Knicks sell out.
What's your attitude today? I thought you was getting
I'm good, man. I'm saying the Knicks selling out, but I don't know if Jalen Brunson is.
Kendrick versus Jokic.
Perk, you wouldn't have wanted to face Jokic in Game 7 in an elimination game. Look at this. Jokic is one of 2 players to have 25 points, 10 rebounds, and 5 assists when facing elimination. The other player is LeBron James.
Jokic wouldn't have wanted this smoke. Kobe said I was the best post defense. Jokic wouldn't have wanted this smoke.
Boy's got it. Jameer Nelson dumping to Jokic, and Jokic with the bunny. Perkins wanted Anderson to slide down. Did not have a turnover in that first quarter. Jokic has it, and he floats another one up and in. Well, Jokic off to a hot start. Inside, lay it up, no, got it back, put it up over Perkins. He outquicked him. Jokic has his 8th point percentage shooter. Jokic is
great. I can take nothing away from him, but I'm still, and Jokic has been absolutely great. I can take nothing away from him, but I'm still rolling with Joel Embiid.
It's 3 finalists for MVP. The big Embiid, Jokic, and the dude with the green eyes that you talk about, Curry, who you say you never pick against. So who are you picking? You got to go with one of your big men, don't you?
I'm going with Steph Curry.
You are.
Right. Just think about it. A 2-time MVP. And right now we're talking about he's having the best season of his career. So when it comes down to Joel Embiid and what he's been bringing to the table this season on both ends of the floor, and Philly being 3rd in the Eastern Conference, a few games behind the Milwaukee Bucks and the Boston Celtics right now, I don't see how anyone can't have him as the front runner for us, the MVP.
Will allow me to educate you because I don't. Are you sitting here and saying Nikola Jokic is having his numbers back? Is that what you're saying?
You heard what the hell I said. I said he had 8 games where he had single-digit shot attempts. And for a while, it was 9.5 assists he was averaging, 9.8. And all of a sudden, I saw those shot attempts and his points go down, and I started to see his assists go up. Do you know who those 3 guys were? Who are they? Steve Nash, Jokic, and Dirk Nowitzki. Now, what do those guys have in common? I'll let it sit there and marinate. You think about it.
Nikola Jokic leads the voting, followed by Shai Gilgeous-Alexander and then Giannis. Who's your MVP right now?
You know what? I don't understand the whole straw poll. Maybe I have to hit Tim up on a later date. But look, I got to go with the young fella SGA. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander down there in Oklahoma City.
Let's welcome Kendrick Perkins into the conversation. Perk, does SGA leading the way in MVP vote surprise you at all?
Not one bit. Look, I have him as the front runner. I have him as my MVP right now. The best, and it happens. When you look at Moses Moody, what he did.
What?
You know, like I know, right? Doing First Take, that show in particular. You know, it's a debate show. So when you're prepping for it, it's all about where you disagree at. To make great TV.
Take it behind the curtain.
Right.
We get the email the night before the show.
Yeah.
And obviously if there's during the playoffs, if there's a game, they're gonna say we're gonna hit you up in the morning.
Right.
Then we wake up at 6 a.m., 6:30 a.m. There's another email, there's a production call at 7:30. There's the final email usually comes across at 9, and they might have 30 questions. They whittle it down to 5 or 6 things that we all disagree on so that we can talk about it.
So we can talk
and debate.
So sometimes I may play devil's advocate and say, fuck it, right? And I remember it was last year, the Phoenix Suns jump out on the Milwaukee Bucks 2-0, right? And so I'm getting ready to go on first take the next morning. They like, hey, Perk, would you sit up here and say that the Phoenix Suns are on the verge of being a dynasty? And so my big dumb ass, I'm like, fuck it, hell yeah, I jump out on the limb. They about to win this series anyway, because at that point it looked like Phoenix was the better team before like Giannis flipped the script. So I jump on first take the next morning, and I was like, when I look at Devin Booker, and I look at Mikal Bridges, and I look at, DeAndre Ayton, not just those 3. Forget Chris Paul. They have the core. They have Monty Williams. They have the coaching. They going to win this one, and in the next 3 or 4 years, they going to win 2 more, which is going to make them a dynasty. I just jumped off the porch. They end up fucking losing the series, right? So it's no more dynasty.
Whoa. What do you say after that? I know myself, I am completely blown away. Man, I thought Nick Wright was wrong most of the time. But Kendrick Perkins, he's running neck and neck with Nick wrong. Easily. Sometimes I wonder, like, why did they have these guys on TV? I mean, I do betting, and I do pretty well on baseball betting. Not so great on basketball. But I always thought a prognosticator, or any sports analyst, should be able to predict what's going to happen. Like, they should have that kind of knowledge of the game that they're talking about. They should be able to predict what's going to happen. Like, individually, meaning this guy is going to perform well, or this team is going to perform well. Because if not, then what is he really up there doing? If he's going to get everything wrong, like all his predictions wrong, if he cannot analyze the situation, and pick Jokic as MVP winner at the half, but here you got him talking about how Bol is good, and then we look at Bol, and Bol doesn't get more than 5 minutes a game. I mean, where are you getting your information from? And about that Jokic envy, I mean, it's just strange. I've never seen an analyst anywhere target a player as much as Kendrick Perkins targets Nikola Jokic. I mean, seeing how he played, obviously, he wishes he could be, even a quarter of Jokic. Right? And that's not even disrespect, because most players in the NBA, they figure that. He's an all-time great. He's probably the best player of the past 5 to 6 years, which Kendrick never could have dreamed something like that. And that's not even any disrespect. But I just don't get why he cannot admit that this guy is great. I just don't get it. Yeah, so I don't know. It's just weird to me that these things can be said on TV and we just accept it. ESPN accepts it, reads him up for another year, for another 3 years. I'm just beginning to think that maybe this is what they want. And that's kind of shown from the video where Kendrick is being interviewed by JJ Redick, and he's talking about how they asked him to lie and say that this team is going to win when he didn't really believe it. So is this what we're watching, like day in, day out? We're not really getting people's honest opinions. We're more getting what they think is going to entertain us. Does that make sense? Otherwise, the alternative doesn't make any sense to me. But that's about it. So until next